Adventure Land in Lenox, Alabama, September 18, 2023. Tonight, we're going to try to finish up James chapter 3. We only covered one verse last time, a lot in that verse. And it's the most dangerous weapon ever made. Cover that tonight in just a few minutes. Anyway, we got visitors from Arkansas and the other family. Where are you guys from? What? Coleman, Alabama? Yes. Or all of you from Alabama? Well, yeah. Do you guys go to different schools together? Anyway, we'll give you all the tour tomorrow. Thanks for coming in. Come visit our Dinosaur Adventure Land. We believe God ought to get the glory for his creation. We're on Rumble, Kent Hovind Official, on Genesis Baptist Church on YouTube, on Odyssey, a bunch of places. They're all on drdino.com. Thousands have died by the sword in world history. How many people do you think have been killed by a sword? Millions, yeah. Thousands, maybe millions died by the spear. Many millions have died by gunfire in world history. Millions died from bombs. Atomic bomb, boom, Nagasaki, Hiroshima. But the deadly weapon in tonight's Bible study is responsible for more death, divorce, heartache than all those put together. Most dangerous weapon in the world. Anyway, coming to you live from Genesis Baptist Church. There we are, Genesis, old-fashioned, independent, temperamental Baptist church in Lenox, Alabama. We believe the King James Bible is where God preserved his word. Come visit. Oh, Kevin did an awesome job on our floor. Did you see the big cross in the middle, made out of cedar, and the rest out of oak? It all started because a guy donated the wood flooring, had a whole truckload of, he said, I got a sawmill, I love your ministry. Well, it wasn't quite enough of either wood, oak, or cedar to do the whole floor. So I got one of those ideas you get when you eat a lot of pizza with peanut butter late at night, you know. So let's put a big cross in the middle. So it looks like it's all part of the plan. Actually, we didn't have enough oak or cedar, so that's why we did it that way. Come on down. See our Genesis Baptist Church. Okay. We have fun teaching tours, 140 acres. Campground, thousands of visitors from all 50 states and 70 countries. People come from everywhere. Take the tour in our Jeeps. Got 2 Jeeps now and 5 side-by-sides. We're looking to still sell a couple side-by-sides and get some more Jeeps because they have heaters for the wintertime. Okay. Come visit our science center. Visitors from, let's see, all over the place. Right there. Stay in one of our cabins. 25 cabins you can stay in for free. We don't charge anything. D takes care of those. That is beautiful, isn't it? You think you're home. We've been on a mission for 54 years, I have been, to use cool science demonstrations and teach, let science glorify God instead of the dumb evolution. We want to bring people to the Lord. Somebody gave us this 140 acres up here, this old gravel pit. The big tan spots are sand piles from leftover when they were mining the gravel out of here for 25 years. We now have 17 lakes. Dug another one with a big excavator this last week. All kinds of cool farm animals, all friendly, petting zoo kind of stuff. Come visit. We're looking for a front end loader. Now that we dug all the big lakes out, got big piles beside them, now we need to move those piles. So either somebody who's got a lot of energy and a big shovel, or end loader. Got a message about one today, $80,000, $75,000. I said, hey, we got about $3,000. So, okay. We need an older couple to move here, or maybe we don't, a couple, anybody. Somebody take care of our landscaping. Somebody take care of keep the tools organized in the shop. Somebody want to dink around. We need you, okay? Let's see, the landscaping here is endless, okay? There's our Garden of Whedon. If you're looking, what are you waiting for? Come on down and see the place. Okay, September, I forgot to move it. September 19th, 18th, James, finish chapter 3. Imagine that moved over 1 square. If you can help us to open for free, join our 777 club. PayPal is now down here. If you want to come over and help us keep going, we don't charge anything for people to come. CSE, make the checks out to CSE, Creation Science Evangelism. Okay, get our video series. You're on the ball there, Joseph. And the Woe series, What on Earth's About? Look at that, right up there with all the black dots. Okay, perfect place to bring your youth group, men's group, women's group. I hate to call them a retreat. Why do Christians keep retreating? Why don't they have an advance? Anyway, okay, slide number 323. Let me get up there. Okay, James 3, we covered Sunday morning. My brethren, be not many masters, teachers, knowing we shall receive the greater condemnation. Who gets condemned? Let's go on in the chapter now. For in many things we offend all. If any man offend in word, not in word, the same is a perfect man, and able to bridle the whole body. Can you control your tongue? You can control your tongue. That's the perfect man. We put bits in horses' mouths that they may obey us, and we turn about their whole body. Little tiny metal piece in there turns the whole big, 800-pound horse. Also, behold also the ships which though they be so great and are driven of fierce winds, yet they are turned about with a very small helm, whithersoever the governor listeth. Even so the tongue is a little matter, boasteth great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth. Just one little match. How big a fire could you start with one match? Burn down the whole country, couldn't you? Yeah. And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue among our members, that it defileth the whole body, and setteth on fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire of hell. The tongue, typical tongue, is about 3 inches long, weighs about 2.5 ounces. Okay? It has caused wars, divorce, fights, more trouble than can be told. How many of you have ever caused some trouble in your life because of your tongue? You said something you should not have said. And see, on the computer, you have Control-Z. That's to take back what you just did. You don't have that on your tongue. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Control-Z. Oh, take that back. Okay. World's longest tongue, 4 inches long. I just had to Google it, Okay. The tongue has 8 interwoven striated muscles that can move in any direction. Giraffes have the longest tongue, 21 inches long. Pangolins have a pretty long tongue. Weird creatures, their sticky tongues is connected not to the bottom of its mouth, but to the bottom of the rib cage. When it's not busy catching insects like ants and termites, the tongue hangs out of their pangolin's chest cavity. Let's see, penguins. Which tongue has more bristles than a hairbrush? The penguin has bristles on his tongue to catch the fish. I don't know. Woodpecker tongue. Woodpecker tongue goes in the back of his head all the way around his skull and anchors over his left eyebrow. How did that evolve? We could do a whole series just on tongues, and you atheists can have. You haven't answered any of my Making Baby series. Come on, guys. You say you got science on your side. No, you don't. Okay. Let's see. Frog tongue. Pretty cool. You'll watch the bug over there and just whap, and it's gone before you know what happened. The end of the tongue is sticky. Let's see, what's this? The blue-tongued skink. He sticks his tongue out there and wiggles it around, and some other critter comes along and thinks it's something to eat. No, he's looking to eat you, bud, okay? Alligator snapping turtle tongues are amazing. Little bitty pink thing on the end of their tongue. They wiggle around to get a fish to swim into their mouth. Then snap shut. How about a giant anteater? Tongue 2 feet long. Eats 3,000 ants and termites a day. Anteater. How about the chameleon tongue? Pretty cool. Okay, how about the hummingbird tongue? Let's see, hummingbird tongues are misunderstood more than 180 years until 2015. Somebody got a government grant. Set the record straight. Initially, scientists thought the hummingbird used capillary action, in which liquid can flow through a narrow channel, like a tiny straw. Okay, nope. To pull up against gravity. Let's see, their tongue act as an elastic micro pump. You can read all about the hummingbird tongue. Here's the animals with the tongue length compared to their body length. Chameleon takes the record. His tongue is half as long as his body. One guy told me his mother-in-law's was longer than that, but okay. Verse 7, every kind of beast and of birds and serpents and of things in the sea is tamed, and hath been tamed of mankind. Atheists say, oh, come on, not every animal has never been tamed. Well, guys, you need to read the Bible, okay? Back in Genesis chapter 1, God created man, and he blessed him. And he said in verse 29, I've given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and the fruit tree yielding seed, to you it shall be for meat. See, God designed the world where all the animals and all the people ate plants. Nobody ate meat before the flood came. And to every beast of the earth, and every fowl of the air, and everything that creepeth upon the earth, I've given green herbs. All the animals were vegetarian in the original creation. You say, come on, you think a lion live on vegetation? Well, yeah, there's one in London Zoo does all the time. He refuses to eat meat. But changing from a plant-eating lion to a meat-eating lion is a minor change compared to what the atheists believe. They believe they changed from a rock to a lion over billions of years, of course. Okay. They ate green herbs for meat. So before the flood came, everything was vegetarian. Animals were all friendly. They were all tamed. God blessed Noah and his boys after the flood. He said, son, got a problem here. Something's going to change. The fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth. So after the flood, animals became afraid of man, and man became a meat eater. Everything that moveth, everything that liveth, shall be meat for you. Now you can eat anything you want, eat any animal you want. Later, he put restriction on the diet of the Jews. I'm Norwegian, so I like bacon. Okay, let's see. So Genesis 1, God said, I've given you all the herbs. It shall be your meat. After the flood, he said, now you can eat animals. So before the flood came, everything was friendly. All the animals were tame. So atheists get a new contradiction in the Bible to talk about, because that's not one. They were all vegetarian, so they were all tame. After the flood, this changed. But even today, most animals have been tamed. Here's a guy playing with and petting a shark. How about a bear? Invite Yogi to your picnic. How about a lion? Pet lion. How about an elephant? Been tamed. How about a giraffe? Yeah. How about a tarantula? My daughter's got a pet tarantula, right? Okay. You want to bring it in? No, okay. How about a pet snake? What kind of snake did you catch today? A hognose, and what's the other one? A rat snake. She brings over, 12-year-old brings over, look at the snake I caught. Okay, yay. Yeah, people have tamed some pretty big snake. How about the fennec fox? Pretty cool. I'm all ears. Yeah, okay. How about a whale? Have a pet whale. How about a pet bumblebee? They've been tamed. How about a stingray? Every kind of beast and serpents hath been tamed. Atheists pick a new verse to pick on, okay? But the tongue can no man tame. It's an unruly evil, full of deadly poison. Therewith, in other words, with the tongue, bless we God, even the Father, and therewith curse we men, which are made after the similitude of God. Out of the same mouth proceedeth blessing and cursing. My brethren, these things ought not so to be. Doth a fountain send forth at the same place sweet water and bitter? Can the fig tree, my brethren, bear olive berries? Either a vine, figs? So can no fountain both yield salt water and fresh. Okay. Thou shalt hide from the scourge of the tongue. In the book of Job, the tongue can be a scourge. I will hold my tongue, Job said. Is there iniquity in my tongue? Job said, Lord, you show me. Am I saying something I shouldn't be saying? If I hold my tongue, thou choosest the tongue of the crafty. How many have ever had somebody try to sneak up on you with different words and using their tongue to try to talk you into doing something stupid or dumb or, let me sell you this car that I don't even own, right? Okay. Let's see. They flatter with their tongue. The mouth is full of cursing and deceit. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. It sounds like they had politicians back then, too. What did that say? His mouth, tongue is, that's politicians. Okay, let's see. The Lord shall cut off all flattering lips and the tongue that speaketh proud things. Who have said, with our tongues we will prevail. Our lips are our own. Who is Lord over us? There's people in Psalm 12. He said, we can win this battle with words. Must have been a lawyer, okay? He that backbiteth not with his tongue. To keep thy tongue from evil and thy lips from speaking guile. And my tongue shall speak of thy righteousness and praise all the day long. The mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom, and his tongue talketh of judgment. What comes out of your mouth? Is it wisdom or stupidity, or I don't know? He said, I don't want to sin with my tongue, Psalm 39. My heart was hot within me. While I was musing, the fire burned. Then spake I with my tongue. The word muse is an interesting word. It means to think. If you put the letter A in front of a word, it usually means the opposite of. So amuse means to not think. How many games are designed to amuse people? Most of them, right? Muse, to think. He said, when I was thinking, my heart burned. Holy heartburn. That's a good sermon there, okay? Let's see. My tongue is the pen of a ready writer. I can talk a lot faster than I can type, that's for sure. Okay? Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Deliver me from blood guiltiness, O God, and my tongue shall sing aloud of thy righteousness. The tongue deviseth mischiefs like a sharp razor, working deceitfully. Guile is a word used in the Bible. We'll see in a minute. Guile means treacherous, cunning, deceitful, a trick. He said, in my tongue is no guile. Is there guile in your tongue? Yeah. The tongue of a sharp sword, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot arrows, even bitter words. Let's see. I cried unto him with my mouth, and he was extolled with my tongue. My tongue shall talk of thy righteousness. What do you talk about all the time? You talk about the Lord? What do you spend your time talking about? Okay? With your tongue, okay? With a lying tongue. He said in Psalm 119, my tongue shall speak of thy word. God's keeping track of every word coming off your tongue. What's coming off of there anyway? You spend time trying to draw people to the Lord? Huh? Deliver my soul, O Lord, from lying lips and from a deceitful tongue. Man, that's me too. I'd like to get away from liars. Can't stand liars, okay? Thou false tongue. Then was our mouth filled with laughter. This is when they got freed from slavery. Our tongue was singing. If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. For there's not a word in my tongue, but lo, Lord, thou knowest it altogether. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. That's 6 things God hates in that chapter, Proverbs chapter 6. To keep thee from the evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman. Are there evil women that flatter with their tongue, and they really want something else? Oh, honey, you're so handsome. Give me your wallet. Yeah, okay. The tongue of the just is as choice silver. But the heart of the wicked is little worth. Ain't worth nothing. The mouth of the just bringeth forth wisdom, but the froward tongue shall be cut out. Froward means stubborn. How many of you ever had to deal with somebody who was stubborn, and you could tell by just the way they talk, they don't want to do what you said? You have kids like that? Okay, yeah. There is that speaketh like the piercings of a sword, but the tongue of the wise is health. If you have the right kind of vocabulary in your tongue, you should encourage people, make them get better, help them heal up. Okay? The lip of truth is established forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment. The tongue of the wise useth knowledge aright, but the mouth of fools poureth out foolishness. Hey, watch some of my debates. You can watch that last part happen. They pour out foolishness. Are you related to a strawberry? Oh, yeah, I'm related. How about a potato? Oh, yeah, I'm related to a potato. Foolishness, okay? Let's see. A wholesome tongue is a tree of life. Are you giving life and encouraging other people? Let's see. The preparations of the heart in man and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. A wicked doer giveth heed to false lips, and a liar giveth ear to a naughty tongue. He hath a froward means stubborn, heart findeth no good, and he that hath a perverse tongue falleth into mischief. Your tongue's going to get you in trouble. How many of you have ever got in trouble because of your tongue a time or two? Have you? Okay, yeah, okay. I shouldn't have said that. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. Let's see. The getting of treasures by a lying tongue. A tongue that if you keep your mouth, you'll keep your soul from trouble. You got 2 things in front of your tongue, the teeth and the lips. Keep one or the other closed and you'll be fine. Okay? A soft tongue breaketh the bone. What's that mean? Well, by long forbearing, a prince can be persuaded. He's in charge. He don't have to do anything you say, but you can persuade him if you speak softly to the leader. Trying to get something out of the leader of the family or of the boss. Don't go in there demanding something from the boss. Go in there with soft tongue. Okay? The north wind driveth away rain, so doth an angry countenance a backbiting tongue. A lying tongue hateth those that are afflicted by it. Let's see. She opened her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. Ladies, I would encourage all of you. Proverbs chapter 31. Memorize. Proverbs 31, starting with verse 10. The last 22 verses of that chapter, Solomon gives the 22 characteristics of the perfect woman. You want to be the perfect wife, the perfect mother, the perfect mom, perfect woman? Read and memorize the 20. You see, the Hebrew alphabet has 22 letters. So in the Hebrew language, each of those verses started with that letter, A, B, C, D, E, Aleph, Beth, Gimel, whatever. So you memorize those. A perfect woman opens her mouth with wisdom. She's got something smart to say. And in her tongue is the law of kindness. She speaks kindly. How many have ever heard a woman speak not kindly before? You ever heard that? Yeah, okay. In Song of Solomon, Solomon wrote this to one of his wife and lover. He said, "Thy lips, O my spouse, drop as the honeycomb. Honey and milk are under thy tongue." Shouldn't be called French kissing. It's Jewish kissing, I guess. Okay. Jerusalem is ruined. Judah is fallen because their tongue. They messed up the whole country by their tongue. Let's see. In Luke chapter 16, the rich man and Lazarus story, which is not a parable, it's a true story, he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me. Send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue. I'm tormented in this flame. What a dumb thing to pray for. Why don't you pray to get out? No, he prayed for a drop. What's good's a drop of water going to do? Okay. If any man among you seem to be religious and bridleth not his tongue. If you can't control your tongue, you're not religious. The tongue is a little member, just a little bitty thing. But boy, how great a matter a fire kindleth. The tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. Okay? By the tongue can no man tame. 3 times just in this one chapter, he talks about the tongue. 1 Peter chapter 3, he that will love life and see good, let him refrain his tongue from evil. Hey, you want to live a long time? Don't speak about evil things. Don't tell filthy jokes. Don't talk about dirty stuff. Keep your tongue under control, okay? My little children, let us love not in word, neither in tongue, but in deed. Don't just talk about being good. Be good, okay? 129 times the word tongue is used in the Bible. I think God wants us to get a message there. God saw the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was evil continually. This is before the flood came. God saw the thoughts. See, what you think about is going to come out your mouth. How can ye, being evil, speak good things? Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. God saw what's in their heart and flooded the whole world, killed everybody but Noah and his family. Let's see. If our heart condemn us not, God is greater than our heart. He knows everything. She said, I sit a queen. I'm no widow. She said in her heart. She thought she was hot stuff. This is Revelation 18 talking about the Antichrist, the woman that rides the beast. 833 times the word heart is mentioned in the Bible. 12 times it talks about a deceitful tongue. 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 I think God wants us to get a message there, okay? 424 matches for the word mouth. In their mouth was found no guile. Guile members being deceitful or tricking somebody, okay? Let's see. 1 Peter 3. He that will love life and see good days, let him refrain his tongue from evil. Quit talking evil and God will help you live longer. The lying lips, he'd be put to silence. For the sin of their mouth and the words of their lips, let them ever be taken in their pride and for cursing and lying, which they speak. Lying lips in the Bible 12 times. Let's see. Who's a wise man, endued with knowledge? Let him show out of a good conversation his words with meekness of wisdom. If ye have bitter envying and strife in your hearts, glory not and lie not against the truth. This wisdom descendeth not from above, but is earthly, sensual, devilish. Did you know there's an earthly wisdom and a heavenly wisdom, and they're different? For where envying and strife is, there's confusion and every evil work. But the wisdom that is from above, that'd be the heavenly wisdom, is first pure, peaceable, gentle, easy to be entreated, full of mercy, good fruits, without partiality, without hypocrisy. And the fruit of the righteousness is sown in peace of them that make peace. You ought to pray, God, say, God, give me heavenly wisdom, not earthly wisdom. He said in Matthew 12, O generation of vipers, how can ye, being evil, speak good things? Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Every idle word men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. By thy words thou shalt be justified. By thy words thou shalt be condemned. I try to warn the people in the debates. They are using their words to defend the religion of evolution and destroying people's faith in God's word. And it's their words going to be used against them on Judgment Day. God's going to call up all the evidence and said, you said this and this and this. Depart from me. My heart is broken because all the prophets, my bones shake. He said in verse 10, because of swearing, the land mourneth. The pleasant places of the wilderness are dried up. For both prophet and priest are profane. It's pretty bad when even the clergy curses and swears. He said, In my house have I found their wickedness, saith the Lord. Jeremiah was lamenting. He's called the weeping prophet. He cried while he preached. Would you please listen? Get right with God. The people didn't listen. If any man among you seem to be religious and bridleth not his tongue, but deceiveth his own heart, this man's religion is vain. Bridle your tongue. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. That's one of the 10 commandments. Exodus 20. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth. But that which is good to the use of edifying. But fornication, uncleanness, covetousness, let it not once be named among you. Neither filthiness, nor foolish talking, nor jesting. What's this? Did you know there are dirty or off-color jokes that you shouldn't let come out of your mouth? The world is full of them, I understand. Doesn't have to come from Christians. Let your speech be with grace, seasoned with salt. But above all things, my brethren, swear not. I'm baffled by some people who claim to be Christian. When they hit their thumb with a hammer, they swear. Like, A, what good's that going to do? And B, is that what's in your heart? He that will love life and see good days, refrain his tongue from evil. He loved cursing, so let it come upon him, unto him. Okay, you want that to come on you? He clothed himself with cursing like as with a garment. Let it be unto him as the garment which covereth him. Anyway, you can read all about this. Sometimes your tongue is amazing. It can do a lot of good or bad. 3 Little Words was a play back in the 1950s. I mean, you guys all remember Fred Astaire? You remember old enough? Yeah, Fred Astaire. 3 little words that can change lives for good or bad. I love you. 3 words. I hate you. There's still 3 words, isn't it? I forgive you. I miss you. Please go away. Let's go eat. You look great. You look fat. Thinking of you. Supper's ready. You're hired. You're fired. 3 little words can change your life. Hillary, you're fired. Technically 4 words, contraction there. I love Trump. He don't pull no punches, does he? He don't care what anybody thinks. Okay. My wife and I were happy for 20 years. And then we met. How many marital fights have started because of words coming out of your mouth? Nearly all of them. How many wars have been started because of words? It's probably all of them. How many people have died because of the tongue? Yeah. Wars started because of words. How many people have cursed at God and used his name in vain? Have you ever done that? Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. He put it in there twice. Make sure you get the message. Don't do that. How many people have fought against God and his will for their life? Are you? How about this? Give up. The Lord, I surrender. If thou shalt confess with thy mouth the Lord Jesus and believe in thine heart that God hath raised him from the dead, thou shalt be saved. It's that simple. With the heart man believeth unto righteousness, and with the mouth confession is made to salvation. God's waiting to hear from you. He wants you to say something like I said 54 years ago, Lord, I'm a sinner. I deserve your judgment, but I'd like you to forgive me. Would you please come live in my heart and save me? There's no magic prayer, but God's listening. He sees the heart, and the heart is what comes out of the mouth. You can say things with your mouth and deceive people. You can't deceive God. Whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. God's not going to let any evil dwell with him. You think God wants your filthy mouth in heaven? You're going to be dead for a long time. I would suggest you give your heart to the Lord. Make sure you're going to heaven when you die. Okay, James chapter 3, most dangerous weapon in the world, the tongue. Try to control it. We can control lions. Control your tongue. Okay, questions or comments, brother?
Yes, sir.
Off the top of my head, those 2 passages, one of them says, I've got that in my video called Contradictions in the Bible. There are no contradictions in the King James anyway. And that's on video number 7 of my series. If you get that, $50 for the whole thing. Seminar part 7. Man, you're on the ball there, Joseph. Questions and answers, only DVD number 7. Atheists always saying there's contradictions in the Bible. If you look at those two passages you got up there carefully, Ahaziah, he became king when he was 22. The other one says he became king when he was 42. They say, there's a contradiction. Read both passages very carefully. He was anointed king with his mother while he was 22. 20 years later, Mama died. Then he had another ceremony and got anointed king again by himself. Look at him carefully. No contradiction. Now, if I was God, I would write the book like that with no mistakes, but put stuff in there to make the atheists say, I found one. Just because he knows they hate him anyway. They're looking for something, okay? So there's no contradiction there. That makes sense? Look at those verses. Anything else, brother? Okay. I know God hates a liar. Is it ever okay to lie to stop trouble or spare someone's feelings? Tough question. Is camouflage okay to wear during wartime? Is that lying? I'm not really here. That's a whole other, we'll do a whole long. I did some of that Sunday morning. It's okay to lie to your enemy in wartime. That's different. Okay? All right, go ahead.
Here's Anthony, the guy that just left.
Anthony just left. Thanks for the awesome weekend. We had a great time. Anthony, you were a great blessing. He did a lot of electrical work for us. Anybody shows up here, we put him to work, don't we? Amen. There's plenty to do. Thank you, Anthony. Come back.
Last one.
Last one.
This is about your satellites, I think.
Talk about the 6-second rule. That's part of the tour. I don't want to ruin that for everybody. We have satellite dishes facing each other where you talk toward the dish and it focuses your sound into a sound beam like a flashlight focuses light. We have the close ones. It takes a half second for sound to travel each way. The second one we go to, it takes 1.5 seconds. They're 1,500 feet apart. So there's a 3-second delay in your conversation. When we get to satellite dish number 7 and 8, they're 3,000 feet apart. And I tell people, when you talk between these two satellite dishes, there's a 6-second delay in the conversation. And that would help a lot of marriages. Yeah. I mean, if you ever wished you had waited 6 seconds before you responded, okay. Okay, come visit Dinosaur Adventure Land. It's free. What else you want? Come on down. If you want to help us open for free, support us. Looking for a front-end loader, big one, fast. If you got one sitting in your closet you're not using, let us at least borrow it for a month. Bring it down here. We can get our, I think a month would do it, wouldn't it? 2 weeks? Yeah, get the piles all moved, and then they want to rent one for like $5,000. Anyway, thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Bye.